What is up, guys? This is Bumblebee and Ride I Trust, and I have another 4th Gen NU match. This one will be versus Thescrafty. He saw the one I did against Rod, and he was like, hey, let's do it 4th Gen NU, and I had fun with the one I did with Rod, so I was like, why the fuck not? So let's get this thing underway. Gonna be using the same team that I used against Rod. This recording's probably gonna be a little laggy because I don't know what's up with my computer right now. Let me turn my fans on. Hope that helps. So he's gonna lead off with a Purple Pass. I'm gonna lead off with a Brick House. I go for a taunt, just hoping that I'll be faster because I don't really know who has the higher base speed. But I guess that I won. I guess I do. So that prevents him from getting his rocks up. So I just take this time to get my own set of rocks up. He's gonna go for Earth Power just because I'm specially defensive, and he's got a like 412 max special defense. Bastiodon does, and he's got a decent HP stat. He's gonna be able to tank that fairly nice at like half HP. But judging from that being a Probo Pass that's like that's actually pretty impressive. Don't know what kind of Probo Pass he's running because I really didn't see much of it in this battle. He's going to switch out into Hitmonchan. I really don't know what this thing's going to do, so I just pretty much take the chance and go for Iron Head. I'm basically leaving Bastiodon in to die right now because he basically served his purpose with getting up the rocks, and I really have no purpose besides that for him. So leaving him in his Death Father just to scout out this Hitmonchan, and he actually goes for a Substitute, and that is very, very, very unfortunate. So I go for Toxic on his sub, and yeah, that just, oh god, that backfired on me. I was not expecting substituting Hitmonchan, but you know, since it is a substituting Hitmonchan, I pretty much just came to the conclusion that it was going to be a Focus Puncher, and it indeed was. So go for another Iron Head, hoping it breaks down the sub. It doesn't, which is very unfortunate because now I'm going to have to bring in something, because I know I can't live the Focus Punch. I'm going to have to bring in something that can hopefully live a Focus Punch, so that, once again, very unfortunate for me, because, you know, yeah. So, that thing, fucking, I don't think the crit mattered at all, because it's a stab Focus Punch, and I'm ×4 weak to it. So, Bastiodon's dead. Looking back on it, I probably should have went into Dusclops, because he resists Focus Punch, but I went into Gastrodon, because Gastrodon is my defensive wall. I go for Surf. I'm pretty sure that Surf can break the sub. It actually will break the sub, and I'm gonna get hit with a Focus Punch right here. Nothing I could really do about it because it had a sub up. I was hoping that Iron Head would have break it, but it didn't. So Gastrodon doesn't take this this Focus Punch as well as I would want him to. Lives at about, yeah, he lives like 40-something% health left. Now, I go for Surf just in case he wants to go for a sub, or just in case he doesn't go for a sub, I can get some damage off on this thing. He doesn't go for the sub because he knows it's too risky right now, knowing that I could potentially go for that Surf again and kill him, and sorry, that is a train in the background. Surf is going to do a decent chunk to him. It's going to do around 20-30%, and that's very nice. I think God that fucking Gastrodon's doing that much, so I know that I can win a Star War as long as he doesn't get a right prediction and get another sub up so he can get a Focus Punch, because that would be very unfortunate for me, and that would probably cost me a Gastrodon. So I know I can live another Ice Punch after the lefty, so I just decided I'm going to go for a Recover. Cover's going to bring me up to about half HP. Lefties is going to put me a little bit over it. Or Recover may even put me a little bit over it. Nah, Recover brought me right about to it. My main worry right now is that he as well has lefties, and that's not really nice, so yeah. He fucking gets another Ice Punch, and I'm like, do I want to go for a Surf here? I think I go for a Surf here. Either that or I go for another Recover. Yeah, I go for Surf. I think I bring him low enough to where he won't be able to do another sub, for right now at least. Even with those lefties, that he does not have enough energy to bring up a sub, so that's great. That's just fucking awesome. So he goes for another Ice Punch. Since I know he can't get up a sub, I went for a Recover, predicting that he would go for the Ice Punch. Recover is going to bring me well over half this time. And he's like, fuck, I should have went for Focus Punch. And I'm like, yeah, you should have went for Focus Punch. But now that I know I can just take this thing out and still have a decent chunk of HP left after that Ice Punch, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to fucking surf him and kill him, and yeah. He does something weird here, and he goes for a Mach Punch. I don't know if that was a misclick or not. He already knows he's faster than me, and Ice Punch would do more than that Mach Punch actually did. So I don't know if that was a misclick or if he thought Mach Punch would do more because stab. I really don't know, but yeah, because he was faster, so he should have just went for the Ice Punch because it would have done more. But yeah, so now I kill off that Hitmonchan with the Surf. Now I'm trying to see what else he's bringing in. So he brings in a Roselia. I obviously don't want to stay in against a Roselia. He knows I don't want to stay in against a Roselia. So I'm just going to take this time to switch out, and I think I go into my Dusclops. Yeah, because a special defensive wall, if this thing wants to go for Energy Ball or something like that, I can easily tank it. But he predicts me switching out, which, good, I guess good prediction. It gets Sleep Powder off, now my Dusclops is asleep. And I'm like, fuck, because sleeping Dusclops isn't that nice to have. It's really not, but he actually gets up spikes. I don't even know that if Roselia can get spikes. I thought Roserade and Roselia could only get toxic spikes, but apparently they can get spikes. If they can't, whatever, it doesn't play that big of a part. So go into On Blaze because, yeah, I don't want him getting all 3 of those layers of toxic spikes up. I want to scare him out, but he is going to be able to get 2 layers up, which is still pretty harsh on my team. So now he's going to go out into this fucking Whiscash, basically just predicting the Flamethrower, and I'm like, maybe Flamethrower, modest, you know, stab will do enough to where I can, like, 2-hit KO a Whiscash. But, you know, Whiscash fucking has a pretty decent special defense stat, and he, like, completely and utterly resists fire-type attacks. So there's really nothing I can do against this thing, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to switch out. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. So I go out to Espeon, and I'm like, alright, I got the Hidden Power Grass. If he doesn't predict that, even after a Dragon Dance, I'm pretty sure with Timid I can outspeed a Whiscash, because Rod's Mothim was Choice Scarfed, and I outsped that, and I believe Mothim has better speed than Whiscash. So I'm like, alright, hopefully I can outspeed, go for a Hidden Power Grass. Since Espeons don't normally carry a Hidden Power Grass, he shouldn't be expecting it. And he doesn't expect it, so I get the Hidden Power Grass off, I outspeed, which is just fucking awesome. And I'm able to one-hit KO this thing flat, because Espeon has an amazing special attack stat. Well, not amazing, but it's decent for NU. So that thing's just down for the count, it's out of there. He's like, I didn't know that Espeons like to pack Hidden Power Grass, and I was like, well, mine does. So that thing's dead. It's just fucking out of there. So now he's going to go into his, Cacturne. And I'm like, I don't want to stay in against a Cacturne because I don't have really much I can do against it. So I'm just going to go out into I'm Blaze, see what he's going to do. And he actually sets up a Swords Dance, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's going to set up that Swords Dance. And I was not thinking he had Sucker Punch. I don't know why. I just wasn't thinking. I was like, oh, Cacturne, Sucker Punch. It doesn't get Sucker Punch, does it? And it actually does, and that was, that was just unfortunate. But Flame Body kicks in. Thank God Magnetar has Flame Body. Kicks in and he gets burned, and I'm like, whoop! And he's like, fuck. So now I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking here. My Tauros has Intimidate. I could have went and put him at back at normal attack. But I went into Gastrodon. I don't know what I was honestly thinking. Maybe I was thinking that Gastrodon could somehow live a +1 stab Seed Bomb, which it can't. I don't know what my fucking reasoning behind that was, and all it led to was me losing a Gastrodon. I really have no idea what was going through my mind at that time. But yeah, so he's gonna take out Gastrodon fairly easily. He's still at +1, even though he's got the burn. Swords Dance raises you +2, but the burn drops you -1, so he's at +1. So I go out in the Tauros, and get that Intimidate. He's now back at regular attack. Well, neutral attack is when he came out. And I go for Frustration, just because I'm a lazy fucker and I don't feel like putting happiness in my Pokemon so I can use Return, and Frustration's just as good. And Frustration is easily going to take that fucking thing out. So, yeah, he's going to go out into his Gardevoir, and I'm like, okay, and his Gardevoir actually has Trace, and it's going to trace my Intimidate, and it's going to lower me -1 from his Gardevoir's health. I'm not sure if a fucking Return Frustration can kill that thing off, so I'm like, alright, I'll just go into One-Eyed Man, see what I can do with this. And he's actually going to take this time to set his own Calm Mind up, and that's going to fucking, like, be a bitch, because Gardevoir's got a decent special attack stat, and with a Calm Mind, it's just even that much better, so I'm not even sure that Thescraftyone can live anything it throws at me at this point. And he goes for a Shadow Ball, and I'm pretty sure that I can live at least 1. And I am right, I can live at least 1, but look. Yeah, so if I don't wake up this turn, I'm pretty much fucked. So I wake up, and I go for Will-O-Wisp, and it misses. It misses, and I'm like, well, fuck you, Thescraftyone. I can never get away. Like, the last 7 battles I've done, Will-O-Wisp has just not been my friend. I don't know why. It just misses like hell. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. But he goes for a Psychic just to finish off Thescraftyone, and I'm like, alrighty. I'll go in the Tauros. I know I can outspeed. Frustration at regular attack will be able to kill this Gardevoir, hopefully. Get the Intimidate off. But he does not want to lose his Gardevoir, so he is actually going to switch into his Roselia. I'm pretty... oh no, he switches into his Probopass, and Probopass isn't going to like taking a Frustration either. Well, not a Frustration, but I guess he doesn't know that Tauros packs Earthquake, so he wasn't really that worried about it. Get a crit onto Frustration, and it still does pathetic ass damage. And I'm like, okay, well... what can I do against this thing? That was really my main questioning. So I'll go for Earthquake, kill it. We'll go for Earthquake, hoping that I can kill it. You know, Life Orb, times 4 damage. Probopass does have a very, very, very large defensive stat, so I don't know if it will kill or not, but it actually does kill, and I'm like, yes. Now hopefully I can start getting a sweep off, or he'll probably bring in Gardevoir, and that will be, yeah. So, but he doesn't bring Gardevoir. He actually goes into Roselia. He should have brought Gardevoir in just so, you know, Roselia could hopefully live a Frustration. So go for Frustration on this. Pretty sure I can kill it because it doesn't have Eviolite, because it's a 4th gen. Eviolite did not exist yet, and Roselia does not have the best defense. So I'm like, alright, Frustration should be able to kill it. Now, my thing right here, he goes back out in the Gardevoir. If I'm correct, he does. Yeah, so he goes back in the Gardevoir because it's his last poke. I know that he's going to trace Intimidate, and I'm going to be at -1. I wasn't thinking that I could kill with Frustration. What I was thinking is, you know, I go for Frustration, get its health down low enough to where I can come in with Espeon, outspeed, and revenge kill with Shadow Ball. But Frustration is actually going to kill it and prove me wrong. So, very good battle, Scrafty. Well, yeah, the Thescraftyone one. So, yeah, very awesome fucking battle. Good game. This is Bumble, and I'm saying peace.